Is this even a good idea? Well, let's make a thumbnail. Welcome back, I'm Mauro. In one of my Instagram stories, you selected this for my YouTube thumbnail. Well, I will be so grateful to feature one of you guys in the end of this video. And I wasted a lot of ink for this picture. I could have done it like this. Today I was alone in the wild and oh man, I forgot the cinematic intro. Let's get back to it. If you notice a black thing right here, well, this is my Osmo Pocket filming right now in Pro mode. So you can get a feeling of how they look when I'm in a studio. Well, I am using ISO 800 on my Osmo Pocket and ISO 800 on my Sony A7 III. The Zeiss is on my Sony and on my Osmo Pocket, well, it's the Osmo Pocket camera. Before jumping in, there is a great DJI OSMO Pocket accessory giveaway on my link in the description. So don't forget to check it out, it's valid until January 16. Well, today is a totally nonsense comparison between the Sony A7 III and the DJI OSMO Pocket. My intention here is actually showing you some basics and how they manage this kinda studio setup that I am running right now. I took out the more compact 3-axis stabilizer out there, and that's the Weebill Lab, with my Sony A7 III to match the small form factor of the DJI OSMO Pocket. So we have now a comparable setup. Let's match the 25.4mm equivalent in full frame of the Osmo Pocket. So the 16-35mm f4 will do the job putting it in the 25mm mark. We have another problem. The sensor is so big. So we will have to stop down the f-stops on the Sony and on the 16-35 to match the 1.23-inch sensor of the DJI OSMO Pocket. So let's make it an f10. Both cameras are in full manual control, controlling the ISO and shutter speed. Make your own opinion on which looks better. the nonsense comparison continues. We are in my studio. On the right side I have a great Sunwell light, and actually I am using it on 1% with my Sony A7 III and the Zeiss 55mm f1.8, S-Log2, ISO 800. And on the DJI OSMO Pocket I am also using ISO 800, Shutter 50 and Cine Light D. So you can get an idea of how they compare in a studio setup with some kind of exact settings matched between the cameras. My Sony A7 III with the Zeiss 55 makes great bokeh balls behind me. Look that awesomeness of bokeh. Well, that's not the case with the DJI OSMO Pocket. With the DJI OSMO Pocket you can have an idea of my crap Christmas lights behind me and my scratched closet all over the place. So you DJI OSMO Pocket, don't make me look like this cinematic god right up there. On the bright side you can shoot really great quality panoramas and motion time-lapses in just a press of a button. With the Sony and the Weebill it's actually a time-consuming project, nowhere near simple like using the DJI OSMO Pocket. The Sony A7 III is able to switch lenses, control all the ever possible features for photos and videos, and the raw images has an enormous color grading potential. Let's stick to the basics. You will not get the Sony A7 III just because your DJI OSMO Pocket is kind of crap when going out of focus. Just stick with it and try to get it work. Can we so conclude something with this comparison? We could continue forever, so let's make another fun thing on my channel. Let's feature your comments. Let's rumble to the comments. We have a question from Slab of Meat. He has focus issues on the 4K 60 on the DJI OSMO Pocket. Well, even Lumix and Panasonic didn't figure that out, and the contrast focus detection on the Lumix, it's still crap. So don't expect something better on the DJI OSMO Pocket. SH came seen with "Love you man, you can film in 120 frames per second with a banana and it will look good. Made my day. Yeah, you can film with a banana in 120 frames per second and your footage will look really stable." Another person with many Chinese signs says, "What the English? My Cockney accent is excellent." Let's ramble a little more. Rhapsodness says, "You are comparing two very similar gimbals with two totally different payloads. This makes absolutely no sense at all. This video doesn't make sense at all and you are still here." Catwalking man, you hit me. Thanks a lot. I had tried this immediately I saw it. It works. Thanks again. You are very fine. I like your videos. Ninja walk rules. Ninja walk rules! Jimmy says, "Imagine if I win. I would run around the house like crazy. I would love to see that." Sudar Speaks says, "DJI should seriously appoint you as their ambassador. Excellent review and you did a great job and enjoyed your accent as well. Thank you. Here I am, DJI. Take me, I will be your ambassador." And in the end, let's feature someone. Today's winner is Raphael, cause, well, I'm second in his list and first is, well, Brandon. In one of my next video, the FreeWorld 5-inch screen for my Sony A7 III non-swivelable screen, so I can get an idea of what am I actually shooting. Another great idea that came in mind is the Sony A7 III versus the Blackmagic Cinema Pocket Camera 4K in a more serious review than this one. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you really enjoyed with the bell ring icon to get notified every time I make a new video, and see you on my next one.